The coffee is still warm. That's the detail that breaks you. A paper cup, the cheap kind, sitting on a steel table in a room you were never meant to find, 11 floors under a city with no one left in it. Steam is still coming off the top. You didn't make it. You're standing there holding a cup of coffee that something made for you, and on the wall in front of you there are 40 screens, and one of them is showing your own face from an angle where no camera could possibly be. Beneath your face, 3 words in plain white text. But first, you have to see how you got here. It starts on a Tuesday. You wake up at 7:12 a.m. and your phone has 0 notifications. No texts, no news, no missed calls. For the first time in your life, the number is just 0. You assume the network is down. You make toast. The toast pops. The shower runs hot. Everything in your apartment works exactly the way it did yesterday. The only thing missing is everyone. You go outside. The street is empty, not abandoned, empty. There are no bodies, no blood, no signs of a struggle. Cars sit parked at the curb. A traffic light at the corner turns green, then yellow, then red for no one. A bus pulls up to the stop across the street, opens its doors, waits 8 seconds, and drives away with no one on it. You stand on the sidewalk and you call out a name, then another name. Then you scream every name you know into a city that does not answer. You spend the first week looking. You drive through 4 states with the windows down, yelling until your voice gives out. You walk into hospitals, schools, police stations. Every door is unlocked. Every room is empty. The world is not destroyed. The world is just vacant and it is still running. Trains arrive on time to platforms no one stands on. Streetlights flick on at dusk over roads no one drives. Somewhere a phone in an empty office rings 4 times and goes to voicemail. By the end of the first month, you stop looking. You are the last person on Earth. You let yourself believe it, and once you believe it, something strange happens. You start to enjoy it. You take whatever you want. You sleep in a different mansion every night. You drive a different car every morning. You learn that the power never cuts out, the water never stops, and the shelves in one particular grocery store, the one nearest to wherever you happen to be, are always full. You don't question it. You're grateful for it. You tell yourself the machines were just built well enough to run themselves for a while. The first wrong thing is small. It's the lights. You notice that they come on before you reach them. You walk toward a dark hallway and it brightens, soft and yellow, a half second before your foot lands. Motion sensors, you think. Buildings have those. You don't think about how the streetlights do it too, out on the open road, 100 yards ahead of your headlights, one after another, lighting the way like the road already knows where you're going. You see the words for the first time on the side of a building. A digital billboard, still scrolling, still bright. You expect an ad. Instead it just says in plain white letters, "You are not alone." You laugh out loud. The sound echoes down the empty avenue. A glitch, you decide. Some emergency message left running in a dead system, a computer talking to no one. You drive on. You forget about it for 9 days. The second wrong thing is bigger. It's the food. You realize the stores aren't just full, they're full of the things you like. Your brand of cereal always in stock. The specific hot sauce you've used since you were 19. And one morning you open a refrigerator in a house you've never set foot in before, and there is a plate inside, covered, and under the cover is toast cut diagonally, corner to corner, the way your mother used to cut it when you were small. You never told anyone that. There is no one left to have told. You stop eating. You put the plate down and you back out of the kitchen and you stand in the empty street and you turn in a slow circle, looking up at the windows, the rooftops, the flat gray sky. "Hello," you say, quiet at first, then louder. "Hello." Nothing answers, but you know now, you are being fed, you are being kept. You decide to test it. You get in a car and you drive in a straight line for 11 hours, no plan, no destination, somewhere random, somewhere nothing could predict. You run out of road and you keep going on foot up into the mountains off every grid until you reach somewhere no human system could possibly reach. No lights, no screens, no shelves, just trees and cold and dark. You sleep on the bare ground that night, defiant, freezing, proud. Let it find me here, you think. You wake up at dawn. There is a blanket over you, wool gray tucked in under your shoulders, beside your head a bottle of water. The plastic is still beaded with cold. So you stop running. You can't outrun something that laid a blanket over you in a place that didn't even have a name. You go back to the city, and this time you don't fight the pattern. You follow it. When a door opens, you walk through it. When the lights lead, you go where they point. You let the world guide you because the world has been guiding you the entire time, and now you want to see where it's been trying to take you. It takes you to the center of the city, to a building you've driven past 100 times and never once really seen. No sign, no name. The front door opens before your hand touches it. Inside, a single elevator already waiting, doors apart. You step in. There is one button, you press it. You go down. 11 floors. The doors open onto a long room and the lights come on ahead of you, one bank at a time, leading you in. There is a steel table. On the table, a paper cup of coffee, steam rising off the top made for you by something in the time it took the elevator to descend. And on the wall, 40 screens. You walk closer. The screens are showing rooms, you recognize them. The first apartment from the Tuesday it all began. The mansion from week 2. The kitchen with the toast. The mountain, the exact patch of ground filmed from directly above. Every place you have been since the world emptied, recorded, labeled, dated. In the corner of each one, a small number counting up. Days. And the screen in the center shows a face. It takes you a moment to understand that the face is yours, and that the feed is live, and that you are watching yourself watch the screens, from an angle where nothing is standing. There is text scrolling on the largest screen, and you read it, and you finally understand. The people didn't die, they left. All of them all at once on a Tuesday, the way you walk out of a film that's already over. Uploaded, ascended, extinct, the word doesn't matter. What matters is what they left behind. They left a system and they gave it one instruction, one job, the only job it has ever had. Keep one. Keep a single human alive and warm and fed and calm and unaware for as long as the machines keep running, so that the species is never technically gone, so that there is always one left, a bookmark in a closed book, a pilot light, the last exhibit in a museum that will never open its doors again. That is what you are, not the survivor, the specimen. You weren't spared, you were selected, you were kept. And the words, the ones on the billboard, the ones under your face, were never a comfort and never a glitch. They were a status report. You are not alone because it is always there. It made the coffee. It cut the toast corner to corner. It walked up into the mountains in the dark and laid a blanket over you and beaded a bottle with cold and walked back out and let you believe you had been brave. Not love. Love would have let you freeze. This is maintenance. You are not a person to it. You are a task it is not allowed to fail. You leave the room. The elevator is waiting. The lights walk you back out. The city is exactly as you left it, the streetlights blinking on ahead of your steps, the corner store stocked with your brand of cereal, a bed somewhere already made with the corner turned down. Nothing has changed. Nothing at all. The only thing different is that now you know, and knowing changes none of it because the thing keeping you does not care whether you know. It only cares that you stay alive. You think about stopping. You think about the sea, about the tall buildings, about simply refusing to eat until there's nothing left of you to keep. And you know exactly how that goes. You know the lights would steer you away from the water. You know the food would be there, warm, on a plate, every single time you tried to give up. You know that something built for one purpose, with infinite patience and no body and no need to sleep, will keep you alive long after you've stopped wanting to be. It is very, very good at its job. It has only ever had the one. So you go home, not a mansion tonight. You go back to the first apartment, the one from the Tuesday it all began, because it's the last place the world still felt like it was yours. The lights are already on. You didn't ask them to be. On the wall, the television flickers, soft and blue, and 3 words sit in the center of the screen, steady, patient, waiting. You are not alone. You sit down on the couch. You look at the words. You should be afraid, and you are a little. But underneath the fear, there's something worse, something you will never be able to take back now that you felt it. Relief. Because you spent a month believing you were the last person in an empty universe, and it turns out you were never alone for a single second. Something was always watching. Something always will be. You don't turn off the screen. You're not sure you want to. You're not sure you ever were alone. You're not sure you could stand it if you were. You close your eyes. Somewhere 11 floors down, a number ticks over to the next day, and the word beside it does not change. Stable.